All right, next up on the phone right now, hip hop artist out of Indiana, goes by the name of Shacky. He's with me right now. What's good, man?
What's up, man?
Good, good. Thanks for being on the show. I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you having me.
So I first heard of you about a month ago, Justina Valentine concert at the Cosmic Charlie's right here in Lexington. You was one of the opening acts alongside with Ryan Watts and a couple other hip hop artists out there. You did your thing that night, brother. I like what you I like the bars and everything, and I enjoyed the set for real.
I appreciate that.
And not only that, but when Justina performed later that night, she did a freestyle, and us attendees was giving her words or suggestions, and she ended up mentioning your name in a freestyle, which that's pretty
She
awesome.
did, yeah.
So
That was awesome.
I did recorded that whole freestyle, and it's on my YouTube channel if people want to watch it.
Yes,
And
I think I did watch that, I believe.
so yes, yes indeed. Um, so we'll get into all that in just a bit. But first things first, how did you get started into hip hop, man?
Um, well, my story of how I got started is a little weird, but I grew up like listening to country music because all my family's country, and and then I got introduced to Weird Al Yankovic, which you might know. Um, and like I started listening to Weird Al and like how he always made parodies of other songs, and so I decided I wanted to try to write a parody of a song, and I did parodies to a couple of songs and like showed some friends at school, and a bunch of people started telling me I was really good, and they told me I should try to do my own stuff. So then I started writing my own original stuff, and I think I started writing lyrics when I was like 13 years old, I believe, and then I've only been performing for a little over or almost 2 years, I believe, because I didn't really have any connections or anything. Um, like it was just me. I didn't know any other local artists until I finally found a promoter who was doing a show in Indy for Cryptic Wisdom, and I reached out to him, and he let me get on the show, which and that show I met. That was the first time I ever met Joey Marini, who also performed that night at Justina Valentine's show. And so me and Joey talked after the show, and we've just stayed connected ever since. And then through Joey, that's when I met Ryan, and I met a lot of other cool people, and now I'm actually getting my name out there a little bit.
Yeah, shout out to Joey Marini. He did his thing that night as well. And I am definitely familiar with Will Al Yankovic. I saw them perform here in Lexington about a year ago, and he basically performed all the parody songs that I hoped that he would, and then some. And then you mentioned Cryptic Wisdom. I seen him perform also at Lexington. He blew my mind that night. How lyrical he
Yeah.
is. He is that talented, that very good. Um, so let's talk about the other names that you mentioned, Ryan and Joey. Well, for Ryan in particular, like how did y'all two linked up with each other?
Well, I know that because I listened to your interview with Ryan, so I know that you also are familiar with Drumma,
Yes, sir.
and Drumma, like I'm good friends with Drumma, because I met, it was like, I don't know how long ago, but I didn't even know Joey very long yet. We were just still just knowing, like getting to know each other, and Joey was opening up for Joyner Lucas in Louisville, and a couple years ago, and I went to the show, to see Joey open up for Joyner Lucas, and Drumma was opening up for Joyner Lucas as well, and then Ryan was Drumma's hype man. So that was the first time. That was the first time I ever met Drumma and Ryan, but I never really talked to Ryan. But like I talked to Drumma a little bit, and so me and Drumma was getting to become friends, and then I wanted to record a song. Like I didn't have any like professionally recorded music yet, and I wanted to record a song, and Drumma told me that I should hit up Ryan to see about getting a song recorded, because I didn't like know anybody who had their own studio or anything. So I hit up Ryan. I went over to his house and recorded a song, and we just, well, I guess we just hit it off from there, and now we're starting to do a lot more stuff together. We're starting to write some music together and trying to get some more shows together and stuff like that.
Shout out to Drumma. Definitely I'm a fan of his as well. I seen him perform at the Tech 9 show in Lexington last year. And the crowd was chanting his name, and that's pretty awesome for a local crowd to show him that love that night. And Tech 9 was incredible. Just how good he's been for so long as an independent artist, and like not needing a support from big name label, and he's done it all on his own, built his own label on his own, or Strange Music, and so shout out to everyone. Oh, and Joyner Lucas, I'm a fan of him. He's got a lot of people talking recently with with the song he put out, Devil's Work. It's very out, and for people that haven't heard it, it's very thought provoking. I'll just leave it at that. Just listen to the song. You be the judge. That's all I can say. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Like, I mean, because me personally, like, I'm a Christian. Like, that's why, like, all my music is, most of my music, I should say, is clean. And, like, I'm not, like, preaching at anybody, but, like, even me as a Christian, I thought Joyner Lucas's new track, I thought it was very good. Like, it was really deep. I liked it.
I definitely like it as well. I mean, not everybody's going to like it. It kind of felt like it's getting quite the same impact that he got for I'm Not Racist, which came out a couple of years ago. I mean, it's been quite a busy week for hip-hop. Logic and Eminem doing a song together, and then Joyner Lucas coming with a song. I mean, it's a pretty good week for hip-hop if you ask me. So,
it is.
So I enjoyed it all. So, you being a talented artist that you are, good message behind your music. I played the song Facts from earlier. What was it like recording that song?
It was pretty good. That song is actually not finished. Like, I went ahead and sent that to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because, I mean, I performed that also at Justina Valentine's show. But, like, what you heard, that's, of course, my first verse, and then the hook, and then, like, it's just, like, the end of the song. But whenever it's actually finished, Drumma is actually spitting the second verse of that song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Drumma's been super busy with his music and stuff, so he hasn't got his verse finished. But I'm like, I really like the way the song is so far, so I've been going ahead and giving people sneak peeks of it.
That's awesome, and I definitely enjoyed that song. Appreciate you for letting me be the first radio person of any kind to play the song. A little sneak peek of sorts. So as far as new music and upcoming shows, what else does Shacky have in the works in the coming months?
I don't have any shows currently booked yet. But my new music, I can't say when my next album's going to come out because I have no idea. But I am working on what is my best work yet. It's like I normally don't go the emotional route, but this album is definitely like more emotional. Like it's I'm thinking my album is going to be called Based on a True Story, and the whole album is kind of like a testimony. Like it's kind of like my testimony, because from the first song to the very last song, it tells a story. Like if you really pay attention to the lyrics, you can tell that I'm telling a story from beginning to end. And like the beginning of it, like the songs, like you can tell, like I'm really doubting myself, like asking, like, am I really going to make it? And then as it goes on, I actually have a similar song, which I also performed at Justina Valentine's show, a similar song to Joyner Lucas's new track called Unanswered Questions, where like I'm starting to like doubt God and like ask God, like, what are you doing and all this stuff. And then towards the end of the album, I'm starting to like find myself and realize like I know that my purpose is music. I'm supposed to be using my gifts to help people get through hard times. And like the very last song is called To Be Continued, which I also performed at Justina Valentine's show. And so it's like not the end of my story, so that's why it's called To Be Continued. Like, because obviously I'm not done yet.
It was a definitely good night that night with Justina, just to see all the artists perform and doing that thing. And the interesting part, I guess for me, is that I found out about it like a couple of days before the show. I said, okay, I've interviewed Justina before. And it's on a Sunday night. I don't usually go to music shows on a Sunday night, but who knows if Justina's gonna come back to Lexington again? Because a lot of people go to Louisville, and obviously, so I had to go to the Lexington show, and I'm glad that I did. And I met Justina, and I met everybody. It was a good time. I definitely enjoyed myself, for sure.
Yeah, I actually heard about the show 2 or 3 days before it before the show as well, because I was actually coming, like, because I live in Attica, Indiana, which is like 4 hours away from Lexington, but I was already going to be in the Louisville area that same weekend because my fiance, not in Louisville but near Louisville, and so I was coming up here anyways to see her, and I saw that Justina Valentine was going to be in Lexington, and I was like, that's only about an hour away from where I'll be. So I was commenting on Justina's post. I was messaging Justina, and of course, Justina has a lot of messages, I'm sure, coming in. So I wasn't like getting anything back from her, but then I finally found her manager's email. So I emailed her manager, and her manager sent me her phone number and hooked me up with an opening slot.
Oh man, that's awesome. It was just a memorable night for sure. And as a Lexingtonian like myself, I'm glad she came through. And
Yeah.
it was her first ever show in Kentucky. So she got a glimpse of how us Kentuckians get down. We're more than just horses and bourbon and college basketball, obviously.
For
But
sure.
it was quite a night for sure. Before I let you go, man, where can people go to check you out on social media and the digital music platforms?
You can find me on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, everywhere music is sold as at Shacky, which is SHACKY. You can find me on Instagram at Shacky Music. You can follow my Facebook page, which I've been trying to post a lot more on Facebook. You can either just look up Shacky Music on Facebook, or you can go www.facebook.com/Shacky Music, and it'll take you straight to my page.
Well, Shacky, it was great chatting with you. Thank you so much for your time. It was good to meet you at the Justina Valentine show as well. I like your music. I like your message and everything that you're doing. I'm looking forward to the album to come out. Keep on doing your thing, man, and hopefully we'll see each other again in the future for sure.
For sure, man. Thank you for having me.